Well, the naming of the ship after Harvey Milk is just one sign of a very different U.S. military than the one a lot of LGBTQ veterans experienced. Our Max Darrow spoke with an Army vet who reflected on his painful exit from the service and some redemption years later.
Mementos from a major part of Michael Higgins' life are in this box.
Oh, heavy box.
Photos bring back memories of his time in high school.
Jesus, that's me.
At military academy.
I got straight A's.
And then memories of his time serving the country.
There's the Berlin Brigade Band.
The U.S. Army veteran was stationed in Berlin in 1988, and he was proud to be there.
It was me. I loved it.
But that chapter of his life came to an abrupt halt after a year and a half, when he received a general discharge under honorable conditions.
You see on the very bottom here?
Punctuated by these words.
Admission of homosexuality/bisexuality.
On his DD-214.
And then I was kicked out for being gay.
At that point in history, military policy explicitly banned gay people from serving.
I was actually read my Miranda rights in Berlin, Germany, for being gay. Think about that. I was getting death threats from the guys that were willing to save my life the day before they found out I was getting kicked out for being gay.
Higgins wasn't the first and certainly wasn't the last service member to have this experience. 3 years later, President Bill Clinton announced Don't Ask, Don't Tell, hoping to find compromise in the fight over the military's ban on gays and lesbians.
It is not a perfect solution. It is not identical with some of my own goals, and it certainly will not please everyone, perhaps not anyone.
That it didn't.
Don't ask, don't tell, won't work.
It was met with protests and legal challenges from the get-go. James Zarza-Diaz is an associate professor of history at the University of San Francisco.
The whole point of Don't Ask, Don't Tell was, we're not going to ask you, but if you volunteer that information or if you're caught, then you're in trouble. And it kind of created this whole kind of culture of stigma and taboo and fear. And that's why it was very controversial then and now.
But it was the country's policy for 17 years.
Our people sacrifice a lot for their country.
Until 2010.
Including their lives.
When the Senate repealed it.
None of them should have to sacrifice their integrity as well.
And President Barack Obama inked it.
This is done.
Allowing gay, lesbian, and bisexual troops to serve openly.
When the repeal occurred, it was this big sigh of relief after, again, generations of trying to move the needle, especially in the military, an institution that is arguably much more conservative than others.
Then in 2021, President Biden overturned the Trump administration's ban on transgender people from serving in the military.
What I'm doing is enabling all qualified Americans to serve their country in uniform.
Now you have the commander-in-chief recognizing people who identify as transgender.
This is for real East German money.
A lot has changed since Higgins' duty came to a sudden and unceremonious end.
It's an exponential difference is what it is, and in a positive direction. This is a military that has gone from it's illegal to be gay, period, and now we're naming one of our naval ships, after Harvey Milk.
And the change of tides has allowed him to rewrite a part of his history.
There's a big void on it.
In 2022, Higgins received new discharge papers inked with the word honorable.
I was happy. It's the way it should be, because I did serve this country honorably. I didn't do anything wrong.
Big picture, he says more can still be done.
There's always room for improvement, right? Yeah. And again, that's going to be through education. We got to educate, and we should be all treated with respect and dignity, and that's really what it's about.
But he's grateful to see how much has changed since his days as a young man in uniform.